Good morning! It's Monday! Is everybody ready for a fun-filled week? I'm hiding in my son's room right now because my daughter's downstairs and she's on her iPad. But I want to talk to you guys about goal setting, and this is the perfect time to do that because we're getting ready for world premiere and there's so much hype, and we've got half price month, and we've got double rewards, half off rewards. Like, there's so many things happening that I feel like this is really the time to talk about goal setting. So what does that mean exactly? I mean, everybody has goals, everybody has dreams, everybody has different ideas about what they want to do with their Scentsy career. But hi Kayla, how's it going? Can you hear me okay? So what I want to talk about is establishing goals and how to reach them. So the first thing is you need to figure out how much money you want to make every month. So if you want to make $100 extra a month with your Scentsy, or you want to make $200 extra a month, or you want to make $300 extra a month, or maybe you just want to make it your full-time career, regardless of what you want, you need to figure out what that looks like every month, or it just falls to pieces on the last couple of days and then you're like, oh man, I didn't do it again this month, and that kind of sucks, right? So we don't want to go there. Hey Kayla. So what I'm talking about is setting goals. So what you can do is figure out, okay, if I want to make $200 every single month, how much does that convert to PRV? Once you know that you're going to do it with sales, hi Trish. Once you know that you're going to do it with sales, then you're going to have to figure out how much PRV do I need to submit every single month in order to get that amount of money. Now, break that down into how much of that do I need to do every single week. So if you break that whole amount into 4 weeks, because there's 4 weeks in a month, then all of a sudden your 800 PRV or 600 PRV or whatever that looks like for how much money you want to make becomes a lot more attainable. So then every month, every week, now we're going to start looking at how much per day do I need to do. So if you're looking at, let's just say 500 PRV because it's a nice easy round number. If you want to make 500 PRV every single month, then what you want to do is get 125 PRV a week. So 125 PRV sounds a little bit more attainable, like I could probably do that, right? That actually breaks down to 18 PRV a day. So if you tell yourself, you know what, I could totally sell 18 PRV every single day, then isn't that attainable? Of course it's attainable. So that's only if you're working through PRV though. So if you're one of those people that wants to build a team, then you want to be looking at getting paid at title and recruiting people. So what you want to be doing then is same 500 PRV, because you need to have 500 PRV to get paid at title. And then you're still looking at 125 PRV a week, and you're still looking at 18 PRV every single day of the week. So how do we stay? This all sounds great, right? It sounds like, wow, I could totally do that, right? I'm going to go and get 18 PRV every single day. And then the kids get sick. And then the car breaks down, and then the washing machine broke, and then somebody died, and then 5,000 things happen, and all of a sudden your 18 PRV a day and your 125 PRV a week just went to hell in a handbasket. So how do you stay accountable to 18 PRV a day? How do you do that, right? Can everybody hear me okay? I see a lot of people on. I don't see anybody alive out there. Okay, so how do I stay accountable to 18 PRV a day? The first thing I've always recommended to all of my downline is to have a calendar. I even sent out calendars to some of them in the last round of recognition, because it's so super important. Because if you make a decision to put something in a calendar, then if you actually physically write it down, there are actually statistics, like Google it. If you write things down, you are much more apt to actually make them happen. I used to have like this online calendar I used to share with Ted, and I used to put everything in there so he would never forget anything. And every time anything came up for Scentsy, the first thing I would do is swipe, dismiss. Do you think I ever went back and did it? No, never happened. So the first couple of years I was doing Scentsy, I kept getting these calendars, and then, you know what, I wasn't using them, and it just turned into a nightmare. So I stopped spending money on calendars, and I went to a down and dirty, cheap, hourly calendar, and just started working at it. And slowly over the last year, I finally was able to, with lots of practice, tie myself to my calendar. And when doing that now, I actually went out and bought myself a fancy calendar, because now I can actually justify doing that. And now it's a lot easier, because I find myself, when something doesn't get done, I can highlight it and move it over, and it doesn't get missed. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, how do you book your calendar for the month? Like, how do you figure out what that's supposed to look like? You need to figure out, when you open your calendar on a blank month, right? So even if you just opened it today, you can go through your calendar and say, okay, what obligations do I have that I have to put in my calendar that have to stick this month? What has to be done? So you write all those things in your calendar. And then you go through and then you write down time for you. Did you hear me? I said time for you. Not time for me, not time for Scentsy, time for you. So the first thing you did was you went through your whole calendar and you wrote out all of your obligations. The second thing you did was you went through your calendar and you put in time for you, time for your family. Whatever that looks like, whatever that chunked out time needs to be, you go into your calendar and you physically write it down. This is me time. I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to be on my calendar. I'm not going to be doing anything Scentsy. This is for me. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, what's left in your calendar? That's the time you want to work your Scentsy business with regards to parties. So when you're going to book a party, you're going to book a basket, you're going to book whatever it is you're going to do, put it in those time slots. And that way, you know you've got time to do it. And so when you've got 5 or 10 minutes through the day and you're plugging away at your Scentsy business and you're like, okay, I have 3 slots available next month for parties, who wants them? Sense of urgency, right? All of a sudden, instead of booking a party because it's just, I want you to book a party with me because I want to get paid, you need to book a party because I only have 3 time slots and we've got some amazing deals happening right now. Like, you'd be stupid not to. And they'll be like, well, why do I have to do a party? And you'd be like, you know what? You don't have to do a party, but honestly, it'd be great for me to do some networking and I'll throw in something awesome for you. And of course, what am I doing? I'm using my perpetual party reward on top of the party rewards. So I'm just using a little bit of bait. That's the way you fill in your calendar, folks. Like, you've got to do it. You've got to stick with it. Now, the other thing you can do, and something that you're going to hear probably today at some point with Raluca, with Sarah, those guys are going to do a video later on about vision boards. What you want to do is really figure out, and we do this on Vision Board Night, what is a realistic goal? Like, if I'm a lead consultant right now and I want to be a superstar consultant, how soon do I want to be a superstar consultant? How fast do I want to make that happen? How much do I have to do? What steps need to be done every week to get me from A to B to make it happen? Because if you miss all those dotted lines, you're doing what they call box jumping instead of box stepping. So instead of going through the steps that you actually have to do to make those goals happen, you're actually leaping over. And you're going to miss it because you're going to miss those foundational steps and it's not going to happen, and then you're going to fall flat, and then you're going to be mad at yourself, and you're going to be looking around at other people and comparing yourself to others, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want to be comparing yourself to others because the only journey that you have in this life is yours. So, how much do you want to make? Set your goal for your month, for your week, for your day. Find yourself a calendar, figure out what needs to be in there that I'm absolutely obligated to, what needs to be in there that I absolutely need to do for me, for my time, for my kids, and then what's left over, put Scentsy in those blocks and then make it happen. Right? Now, the other thing we do on Vision Board Night is planning for the whole year. So that's the next thing that's going to come, and you'll see that in another video at a later time. But that's something that we also do on Vision Board Night, is we plan the whole calendar year. We set our goals. What is a reasonable goal? Is Superstar Consultant unreasonable this year, or is it reasonable? Depends on how fast you recruit. It depends on your network. It depends on how badly you want it. You can't fail at this. You can only choose to quit. You cannot fail. You can only choose to quit. Right? That's a quote directly from Orville Thompson at Leadership last week. Okay, I hope all this was helpful. If you're just joining now, jump back to the beginning of the video and make sure you watch it, because it's all about goal setting, and it's super, super important to get you off on the right start this year. And I just know that this week is going to be amazing for all of you guys. I'm so excited. So many great things happening. And oh, if you are a leader and you have your consistency, you know I got those warmers signed, right? Remember that challenge? You know what I'm talking about, right? Get into your calendar. Okay, bye guys. Have a great day.